In this video, we will go over proper safety techniques for measuring and cutting material. You will learn how to properly prepare the area, measure and cut the material, perform a safe cut, and clean up the staging area. Before you can perform a cut, you must make sure that you are wearing the right equipment. You must be wearing safety goggles and ear protection to follow PPE guidelines. You must also have the right tools, such as a tape measure and a pencil. You must also make sure that the area is fit to perform a cut. It must be clear of any hazards such as dust, garbage, or any scrap wood. And you also have to make sure that the saw is set to the proper setting. The final step that you must complete before you cut is to measure and mark the material. Measure the material with a tape measure and mark it at the desired length. The next step is to clear and dispose of any scraps, as well as to sweep and clear the sawdust. You must make it accessible for the next user. If applicable, put away the chainsaw or reset the saw to the default setting. When using a panel saw, start with a pre-cut safety check. Make sure that you understand how the saw works, how it is adjusted, and how it is used. Check the equipment to ensure it is in proper working order. To start, measure your plywood to the desired measurement. If ripping vertically, slide the plywood on the tracks until the saw blade is on the cut mark. Turn on the saw and pull it straight down. It is important to remember that you should still have contact with the material to avoid any mishaps. If cutting horizontally, lay the plywood on the track to the right of the saw. Swivel the head of the saw 90 degrees and pull the saw down the tracks until you reach your desired height. When ripping plywood, it is important that you push the material through the cut, making use of a push stick when necessary. Before you cut, make sure that you have good body position in relation to how you cut, right or left-handed, and maintain that body position until the cut has been finished. Never reach across or behind a saw blade. Furthermore, never rush a cut, as doing so can be dangerous and will produce unwanted results. Stay calm, collected, and take the cut seriously. Here are some tips to ensure that you safely use a panel saw. Always check the direction of the feed when ripping material. For our saw, you should start from the south end of the saw shed or to the right of the saw. When ripping plywood, make sure that the bigger piece is supported by the tracks. For example, if you want to rip a piece of plywood to 12 inches, you are left with 36 inches of material. Lay that 36 inches of material down on the track. This allows for the smaller piece of material to be on top. Practicing safe cutting techniques is imperative in ensuring that nobody gets seriously injured. It is a highly dangerous task, so one must exercise complete caution when using a saw of any sort. If you follow the procedure and tips presented in this video, you will be demonstrating the level of safety and caution expected from you as a Leachman Lumber employee. Remember, safety starts with you.